o'clock, I will call the City of Fort Atkinson Plan Commission meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Chairperson Manager Hausman,
Here.
Council Representative Huckabee,
Here.
Commissioner Shull,
Here.
Commissioner Chicarelli,
Here.
Commissioner Schultz, Director of Public Works Navin.
Here.
All right. A little bit of a feedback from the other TV, but Judd's going to try and take care of that. So first item on the agenda 3A is review and possible action relating to the minutes of the July 14, 2026 Plan Commission meeting.
I move to approve the meeting minutes from July 14th.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments from the Plan Commission on this matter? All right, hearing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries. Next item.
I'm sorry, I should technically abstain because I wasn't there. So thank you.
All right, that is noted, Commissioner Shull. Thank you. All right, next item on the agenda. How are we doing on audio? Is that still feedback? Good there. 6. Keyboard. Just one moment for the folks on the Zoom. I'm just trying to figure out the feedback. Test. Okay. Thank you for your patience, everybody. Next item on the agenda, we have a public hearing relating to the creation of tax increment district number 12. So I have a presentation here that I will present relating to the creation of tax increment districts 12 and 13. And then we will open the public hearing. And if you have questions, I'm not sure we will be able to answer those questions, but we will note everything during the public hearing and make every attempt to get back to everybody when we can here. So okay, so I included this slide real quick, not because this is the Joint Review Board, this is the Plan Commission. However, just to note that the Joint Review Board is made up of representatives from each of our taxing jurisdictions, the city, the school district, the technical college district, and the county, and then one public member. So there is a Joint Review Board required for each tax increment district. The Joint Review Board did meet yesterday and reviewed. They had the final approval for TID 11 and the amendment for TID number 9 that this body saw about a month ago. So they had those final approvals. They met, reviewed the project plans for TIDs 12 and 13, and then set their next meeting date for August 31st. So just included on the bottom too are the criteria to create TIDs. So it's the but-for requirement that development would not occur without the use of TIF, and that the economic benefits are sufficient to cover the cost of the improvements, and that the benefits outweigh the anticipated and more immediate increment paid to the taxing jurisdictions. The next slide shows how TIDs work, really. So I wanted to include this one in this presentation as well. You can see that the TID base value is the value of the area around which the TID is being created. So all the parcels that are included in that parcel list, the total value of those is the base value of the TID. The taxes on that base value continue to go to the county, the school district, the technical college district, and the municipality throughout the life of the TID. So at this point, this green line is when where the TID is created. Over the life of the TID, the property values increase beyond the base. So in this case, it's going up in this kind of very smooth fashion. It's usually much different than that, but it generally always is a decrease of value until the time that the TID is terminated. And then when the TID is terminated, All of that property value goes back on the regular tax roll. So the property taxes on all of that value, base value and the increment, then start going to the county, back to the county, school, tech, college district, and the municipality. This is just a table showing this, so they're not the right proportions, just meant to illustrate how TIDs work. Okay, so the first tax increment district we have in the packet here is TID number 12. As I mentioned, the Plan Commission packet and the Joint Review Board packet are on the website. The project plan is on the website and in the city manager's office for review. We sent notice to the taxing jurisdictions at the beginning of July there on the 6th, and also noticed all property owners as this is proposed as a blight elimination TID. We had a class 2 notice in the newspaper on the 14th and 21st of July. And then, as I mentioned yesterday, the Joint Review Board met. This is the Plan Commission public hearing, and then City Council will take a look at the matter on their August 18th meeting, with the Joint Review Board looking at it again on August 31st. So this is the actual district, the parcels that are included. All the parcel numbers are listed in the project plan document. This is the overall map. Everything that is proposed to be included in TID 12 is outlined in pink there. So as I mentioned, it is a blight elimination TID. It includes some of the former TID 7 land. So if we remember, TID 7 was in the city's downtown. The expenditure period ended in 2022, and it was closed by the City Council just this year in 2026. The tail on it to the west side, that includes the park, Riverside Park, and the kind of city-owned land that is south of Highway 106. That was included to support the city's efforts in trying to get a trail, pedestrian and bike trail along the river on the north side of the river. It may or may not be part of that Highway 106 project, but that is the reason for the tail to the west there, just so if available, the city could use TID funds to support that project that is included in the project plan. So if this TID is created in 2026, expenditures could continue until 2048, with anticipated closure in 2053. There are around $12.5 million of public improvements proposed in the project plan. We anticipate about $27.5 million in added increment over the life of the TID. There's 109 parcels in this TID, $41,344,000 in existing value. So again, the property taxes on that existing value, the base value of the TID, would remain with the taxing jurisdictions. This TID does pass the 12% test, which means that not more than 12% of the total equalized value of the city can be within a tax increment district. And that is a total for all of the tax increment districts that we have. The blight elimination designation extends the life of this TID from 20 to 27 years. And it also extends the expenditure period from 15 years to 20 years. So it is not, it certainly does not mean that every property within this TID is considered blight. It just allows the city with that designation to extend the life out, which allows more time for increment to be gathered into the TID and allows more public projects that are included in the project plan to be completed. This map, also from the project plan, shows the existing uses and conditions of the parcels in TID 12. This is the 1/2 mile radius. So included in the project plan is that the city could undertake public improvements within 1/2 mile of the TID within the city limits. So this map shows that 1/2 mile of the boundary of TID 12 that are located within the city limits. The table on the left side shows the proposed project plan, the project names included in the project plan and their estimated project cost. Of course, these are estimated project costs in today's dollars and may not reflect the actual cost of the project when it is completed. it is a guideline for the project. So included in this TID 12, there is a sanitary sewer project on the 100 block of North Main Street, across from this building, actually, that the city intends to engage in next year, 2027. And then bicycle and safety bicycle and pedestrian safety improvements. We don't currently have plans for a Mechanic Street boat launch improvements. However, that is included in the project plan for a possible future project. Public parking lot reconstruction, trail, park and trail improvements, utility and road improvements, entryway, downtown entryway and wayfinding signage, streetscape enhancements and green infrastructure improvements, regional stormwater improvements, and then bike ped extension project, as we mentioned. Potential land purchases by the city. Things that are on this project plan don't have to happen. They're just, it's a guide for the next 22 years of expenditures. Direct developer assistance, financing and interest, and development and organizational fees. And of course, the developer incentive is that would be direct development incentive, but the other way we can use to incentivize private development is through the PAYGO financing method, which is when you rebate a certain amount of the additional taxes generated by the additional value of the project back to the taxpayer per a development agreement between the city and that property owner. So those are the proposed improvements that makes up the about $12.5 million worth of projects. And I think I think I'll go ahead and open the public hearing for TID 12 before we go on to TID 13. If that is agreeable to everybody, then we don't get them confused with each other. Okay. I have two people signed up to speak, but there isn't which public hearing topic. We do have 4 public hearings on the agenda tonight. So I will call your name, and if you want to speak during this public hearing, please come up and state your name and address for the record, and you can speak. So Bob Bell. Great, thank you. We're not. If you want to come up and engage in the public hearing, but it's not fair for the folks on Zoom because nobody can hear you, so we can't just answer questions from the audience. Jane Mays. You want to speak on TID 12? Okay. Okay, so at this time, I will open the public hearing for anyone in person or on Zoom who'd like to speak about TID number 12. Would you like to come up and state your name and address for the record?
18 South Water Street West. My question was just, do you anticipate any remediation problems within the TID?
Thank you. At this point in TID 12, environmental remediation is not included in the project plan. That doesn't mean that we wouldn't find anything that we don't know about. Okay. Second call for anybody wishing to speak. TID 12 public hearing. Third and final call for anyone wishing to speak on the TID 12 public hearing. All right, the public hearing for TID number 12 is closed. We'll move on to the description of the project plan for TID number 13. So again, the Plan Commission packet, this project plan is included in the Plan Commission packet as well as on the website in the City Manager's Office for review. This one took the same timeline as the other, as TID number 12, with a Class 2 notice in the newspaper on the 14th and the 21st, notice to taxing jurisdictions on the 6th, as well as notice to property owners. This is the public hearing at the Plan Commission meeting, and the City Council will review on the 18th, with the 31st being the final joint review board meeting for TID 13. TID 13 is on the south side of the city. This is also a blight elimination TID. It includes some of the former TID 7 land as does the northern piece. It includes the Riverwalk and the potential Market Square. And again, if created in 2026, expenditures would be permitted until 2048 with anticipated closure in 2053. So with this one, there are about $17.5 million of public improvements included in the project plan, with about $32.5 million in added increment anticipated. There are 80 parcels in this TID with just over $23 million of existing value. Again, the property taxes on that existing value remain with those taxing jurisdictions. This does pass the 12% test, and that blight elimination designation extends the life of the TID to 27 years and the expenditure period to 20 years. This is the existing uses and conditions map for TID number 13. The 1/2 mile radius map. Again, public improvements are permitted through the project plan within 1/2 mile of the TID in the city limits. And then the proposed improvement projects are listed in the table here, with the Market Square improvements. That's parking lot number 7, known as the Farmers Market parking lot. Whitewater and Main Street intersection safety improvements, South Main Street improvements from Third to Rockwell, South 3rd Street rehabilitation, public parking lot reconstruction, park and trail improvements, utility and road improvements, downtown entryway and wayfinding signage improvements, streetscape enhancements and green infrastructure, regional stormwater improvements, and bike and pedestrian extensions and improvements, as well as potential city land purchases, direct developer incentives, financing and interest, and administration and organization fees for that total of just about $17.5 million. Okay, after I do this slide, then we'll talk about, and then we'll do the public hearing here. So just next steps, as I mentioned, Joint Review Board met yesterday. They were generally supportive of both of the project plans. This is the public hearing today. The Plan Commission later on the agenda may take action to recommend the City Council approve TIDs 12 and 13 and the project plans. That City Council review will happen on the 18th of August. With that August 31st final Joint Review Board meeting. So later on the agenda, staff will recommend that the Plan Commission adopt the project plan and boundaries for tax incremental districts number 12 and 13 in the city of Fort Atkinson through separate action items. Let's see here. Our 2 folks who have signed up for public hearing, is this TID 13 of your interest? Okay, thank you. Thank you. I will go ahead and open the public hearing relating to the creation of tax increment district number 13. Second call for anyone wishing to speak on public hearing, tax increment district 13. Third and final call. Do you want to come up to the microphone and state your name and address, please, for the record? Please wait till you get there. Just for everybody on the Zoom, so everybody can hear you and we can get you for the record.
So Greg Misfeld, some of us were curious why the boundary was around the Horde building.
Why it didn't include the Horde building? Yeah. I think that was when we were looking at creating the boundary, I think we didn't think that there would be additional development there. Okay. However, I will say, by the time I got that feedback, it was a little too late in the process to remain on the schedule to add more properties.
Sure.
However, as with any TID, if there is a project on the outside or on a boundary of a TID, the TID can be amended to include that parcel. So if there was a developer who came in and said, hey, city, we want to do this great thing on this parcel, the property owner is on board, we're ready to go, we would look at going through that amendment process, which comes through this body as well. It comes through the Plan Commission, the City Council, and the Joint Review Board.
Just seemed like a prime spot, so, yeah.
Thank you. Okay, final call for anyone wishing to speak during the public hearing for TID 13. All right, I will close the public hearing. Stop the share there, and we will move on to the presentation. We have two public hearings tonight for a project at 1911 Janesville Avenue. For everyone's benefit, I think we'll get the presentation from Director Drager first, and then we will open the first public hearing and then move on to the second. So I will pass the mouse and invite Director Drager to provide a presentation regarding the zoning map amendment for the property located at 1911 Janesville Avenue from rural holding 35 to multifamily residential 30. And looks like we're getting the packet up so we can look at some maps.
Yes, well, while we're getting to those maps, I'll just do a quick recap. Yeah, this is a proposal from Pelton Builders requesting a zoning map amendment to switch the zoning for the parcel, as you said, from rural holding to MRH 30, which would be the appropriate zoning for a project that they're planning to present in the future here with a site plan review and a certified survey map. They also for the use that they're proposing or will be proposing, it's multiple principal buildings. That is the purpose for the conditional use permit. Each site is allowed for one principal building. If you want to go beyond that, then you'll need a conditional use permit to be reviewed for that. As you can see here on the screen, as of right now, and from the plans that we've seen, this is a two-phase project that they're proposing, which would have 4 initial buildings. Those are 16-unit apartment buildings in each, 16 units in each of those buildings with attached garages. And then there would be a phase 2, which would be 3 additional identical buildings. They are 2-story buildings, and I said they do have attached garages with those. Staff has been working with the developer, actively working for site plan or the site plan review presentation, as well as that certified survey map. Working through all those details. And moving on. Zoning criteria, we're looking at that. The zoning itself has to meet several criteria, and staff believes that they are meeting those. It is advancing the purposes of the zoning ordinance. Staff does believe it is in harmony with the comprehensive plan, and it does address a well-documented need for added housing, or needed housing rather. And then also when we look at the conditional use permit request, in concept and in early review of those project plans, all those requirements for a conditional use permit are being met for this particular project. Lighting, landscaping, enhances to the area, parking and site plan, those will all be further evaluated during a site plan review when you want to get down to the fine details of those. But as I said, in concept and in early review, it is meeting all those requirements for conditional use. Staff does also believe it's in harmony with the comprehensive plan, which is designates it a planned mixed use in this area. Staff does not believe it will adversely impact the neighboring properties. It does maintain a desired mix of land uses. There are several different land uses. The building business park, multifamily, this would be an ideal location for that, staff does believe. That will be adequately served by utilities and infrastructure, and the public benefit is adding that much needed housing units. So, and then overall, staff does believe the proposed zoning map amendment and conditional use request meets the requirements of the city's ordinances and is in alignment with the adopted city plans and will provide a new tax base and housing units through the future multifamily development. And that's what I had for now.
Okay, thank you. Okay. With that, I will open the public hearing relating to the zoning map amendment for the property located at 1911 Janesville Avenue from rural holding 35 to multifamily residential 30. Are either of our folks here wishing to speak?
Yes.
Jane or?
Yeah.
Okay, would you come up to the microphone, please, and state your name and address for the record? And
My name is Jane Mays. I'm located at N 1657 Groller Road. My concern is that I have a 66-foot easement through this piece of property that will landlock my other property, my ag land on the other side. There is also, that easement is used for another farmer, and it will also landlock that. They have sent me a proposed plan of redoing my easement, which I have a lawyer who has submitted a letter, which we have not had a reply for. It is not acceptable.
Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah.
nobody has contacted me other than the development company, the city, nor anyone else. The farmer that shares the easement has never been contacted.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So just, you're welcome for the public hearing. Come on up. State your name and address for the record, please.
Nancy Amacher, W7933 Perry Road, Board. Yeah, our family farm is located just south of Space Savers. And since evidently we're in the town of Koshkonong, we never received any kind of notice about any of these changes happening. And had we not had someone contact us, we wouldn't even know about it and then saw it in the paper. Anyway, we're the other area that we had that easement that if that's changed in a major way, it will not allow the farm who's renting these parcels to be able to access that, especially if you look at the size of farm equipment and the width of those major things to get back into those fields. So we just wanted to make you aware of that's, while these developments might be wonderful, you also have to think about the people who are there. And I guess I would just say we're kind of landlocked since we're in the town of Koshkonong and, being surrounded by the city, that we just make sure we're being considered too.
Sure. Okay. Thank you. And just for everyone's information relating to the easement, and that is something that the city encouraged the developer to reach out to those property owners to get the easement. And however the easement will look, obviously needs to be approved by the property owners, because you would need to be part of the certified survey map that changes the location of the easement. So that is, at this stage, this is the public hearing for the zoning and the conditional use permit. However, we did meet with the developer today, and the developer was encouraged by the communication and will continue to pursue options for that easement. Obviously, if the easement is not resolved to the satisfaction of the property owners, the project will not move forward. So we're still in the public hearing for the zoning map amendment. So anybody else in person or on Zoom would like to speak for the public hearing relating to the zoning map amendment for 1911 Janesville Avenue?
I would like to speak, please.
Yes.
Hi, Kim Cheney, Chairperson, Town of Koshkonong. I just wanted to say to our residents that are there that we will support them in whatever they need, and hopefully be able to come to a resolution with the city on this. One of my concerns is the commercial business that is, kind of surrounded by the city in the middle of this, and how that would be affected. And I just wondered, is there already utilities coming to that property?
Yes, there are city utilities, water and sewer in Janesville Avenue that runs south to Commerce Parkway.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak on the public hearing relating to the zoning map amendment for 1911 Janesville Avenue? I will close that, and I will open the public hearing for the conditional use permit for the project at 1911 Janesville Avenue. Second call for anybody for the conditional use permit. And again, the conditional use permit is required just because there's multiple buildings proposed on one parcel. Okay, third call for the public hearing. Hearing none, I will close the public hearing. And we will move on to item 3F, which is review and possible action relating to a resolution recommending adoption of the project plan and boundaries for tax incremental district number 12, City of Fort Atkinson, Jefferson County, Wisconsin. Any questions from the Plan Commission relating to TID number 12?
I do have a question. There's residential zoning along the north side of Riverside Drive, west of where Sherman Avenue branches off. Does the city have any thoughts on that zoning and how that might be retained or modified moving forward?
So along Riverside Drive, Highway 106, on the north side, where the TID boundary is on the south side, is that what you're referring to?
If I saw the coloration of the map correctly, there was yellow, i.e. single family residential on the, what I'm calling the north side of the road, and on the opposite side from the river, between Sherman Avenue and Robert Street.
Hold on, we're getting to a map here. The short answer is no, the city has no plans. There's nothing in the project plan that would change the use of those parcels. Or really, they're not in the TID. They're within the 1/2 mile, which just would potentially allow the city to do public infrastructure improvements to the roadways or utilities in and around those that area of the city.
Thanks for
So,
clarifying.
Yeah, you're welcome. Other questions from the Plan Commission on TID 12 or the resolution recommending the council adopt it?
Just a curiosity with if this gets adopted, the road work that the state is supposed to do on 106, this would allow the city then to be able to do our portion of what has to happen with, because it doesn't cover all of it. The state doesn't.
Right. So that project, the Highway 106 project, is a state project. It's an 80-20 split.
Okay.
If there are available funds within the TID, that is a possibility that the city's 20% could be funded through the TID. However, I think the intent through the project plan was to support the bike and pedestrian improvements in that area, as those may not end up being part of the plan from the DOT.
Okay, thank you.
But it would be a funding mechanism, and we could certainly look at that in 2032 when the project is.
It's a ways away.
It's a ways away.
Mm-hmm.
But it's better to have more options than fewer options. Other questions from the Plan Commission on TID 12?
To clarify my earlier question, I'm now looking at the map with the purple boundary on just under the heading Section 4, map of proposed boundary, and the residential parcels that I wondered about are indeed included in the TID boundary.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. On the east side of Robert Street there. Yeah. The answer doesn't change, right? There's no plan. There's nothing in the project plan that says we want to redevelop those or those shouldn't be used for residential purposes. Anything that happens within the TID, any project, let's say, for instance, maybe all of those property owners want to sell to somebody who wants to build something else there. That any project would have to be in concert with the city's comprehensive plan. And as well as zoning. So there would be multiple layers of approval for any project that would change the use unless it was somehow voluntary by those property owners. The creation of a tax increment district does not grant the city any greater power or authority of eminent domain or anything of that nature to take property for any private development or any other use. And that's certainly not the intention, any intention in that project plan, in either of these two project plans. Any other questions from the Plan Commission? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to approve the resolution.
So moved.
Recommending adoption of the project plan and boundaries for tax increment District 12.
I move adoption.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any final questions or comments from the Plan Commission? Okay, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries. Next item is review and possible action relating to the resolution recommending adoption of the project plan and boundaries for the tax incremental district number 13. Happy to answer any questions from the Plan Commission on this matter. Okay, if there are none, I would entertain a motion to adopt the resolution recommending adoption of the project plan and recommending the city council adopt the project plan and boundaries for TID number 13.
I actually do want to, I recall a gentleman for the audience raising a question about the inclusion or exclusion of the horde buildings. I think I've communicated separately that it seems like long-term that those might be useful to reconsider their use, certainly not in the short term because it's an employment center. But that was a question that I had as well. I just want to acknowledge that.
Yep, I appreciate that. Thank you.
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor. Any final discussion amongst the Plan Commission? All right, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries. Okay, next item is review and possible recommendation to the City Council on the request for a zoning map amendment for the property located at 1911 Janesville Avenue from rural holding 35 to multifamily residential 30.
Yes, I'll just have a few more comments to add to that other than the presentation there. I do want to reiterate the city manager's comments that any changes to any easements would have to be approved by the owners and the owners of that easement. And that would come forward in a CSM. There is so like I said, any changes that would come before this body and city council in the future. So this is simply just for the zoning, which is in unison with the city's comprehensive plan for a planned mixed use.
I will also add to that, Director Drager, that this what's before the Plan Commission today is a recommendation to the City Council. If the Plan Commission recommends approval by the City Council will perform 3 readings at 3 separate City Council meetings for this item. So that is at least a 6-week period to get further into the process for the certified survey map. So we can't, because zoning is an ordinance, the council cannot condition an ordinance on something like a CSM, but the other pieces to the project would certainly be conditioned on that. And at any time, the city council could determine that they wouldn't want to take action on the zoning map amendment if those things weren't cleaned up. So there are options. This does not obligate, this recommendation from the Plan Commission certainly doesn't obligate the city council to approve the zoning. As Director Drager said, it is in concert with the city's comprehensive plan. There is a need for additional housing, but obviously that has to be balanced with the rights of the property owners surrounding and the existing easement that is in place, which the developer will need to figure out. Any questions from the Plan Commission for Director Drager?
No questions on the zoning map amendment, which I support. I separately emailed a memo of some thoughts which are relevant in the future to the site plan. And the only reason that I took the opportunity to do that at this time was because the concept plan appeared in the packet under the zoning map amendment item, but they're not relevant to today. Those comments did include my fervent desire to see a first-class connection between the Glacial River Trail and Clement Business Park that doesn't require that people traverse the project area for the residential housing in order to get to the Commerce Drive intersection. But that's for future.
All right, thank you for those comments. If there are no other questions for Director Drager, I would entertain a motion to recommend the City Council approve the zoning map amendment for the property located at 1911 Janesville Avenue from rural holding 35 to multifamily residential 30.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on the floor. Any final discussion amongst the Plan Commission? Okay. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion carries. As I mentioned, the next City Council meeting will be on August 4th, and this will be on that agenda for a first reading of the ordinance. The conditional use permit process, we didn't get a chance to touch on. There's 2 Plan Commission meetings required for the conditional use permit. The first is the public hearing. The second is an action item. So at the next Plan Commission meeting, the conditional use permit will be on the agenda for Plan Commission approval. The Plan Commission can put conditions as conditions of approval on a conditional use permit. So that would be an appropriate place for conditions such as determination of the existing easement. Okay. Thank you for that. Next item, update on previously approved projects. I will just mention that at the Joint Review Board meeting yesterday, the 27th, the Joint Review Board did final approval of the tax increment district number 11, as well as the final approval of the amendment for tax increment district number 9. I did look back at the last couple agendas. I didn't see anything else that needed an update, but I'm happy to provide an update if any Plan Commission members have any questions about previously approved items. Okay, hearing none. Item number 4 is adjournment.
I move to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and a second on the floor. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned at 4:42 p.m. Thank you to everyone who attended today.